Because obviously, like me telling him like your flaw right before a set is kind of like weird.
I only really played your Luke and your Obi-Wan, so I can't really like. I don't know about your Anakin, bro.
All right, what about my Luke? Any
I mean, you
thoughts
just went
about
for a
that?
lot of brain dead. Like you were just like spamming, like you spam went for frame trap every time, and like kind of just prayed that you didn't get like double parried over and over.
So what about my repulses?
Mm. I mean, they weren't bad, but they weren't good like that. And I feel like there was like none that I could have really punished. And then there was, I mean, like, maybe if I like choked them, but and then there was like no, they didn't really help you at all either. Like they didn't stack perm or anything.
So what did I do good?
Um, I mean, you hit a frame trap on me at one point. You hit me out of the air. That was decent.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I agree, Slade as well. All right, Soterial, did I invite you? Join my thing. It
Also,
should be
like
in
trying
your
to pressure.
notes.
One thing I kind of tried to make clear to you is that I was having a really hard time turning my camera. Like, be an asshole and like hook spam me in that scenario. Like, if somebody's having a hard time defending against something, like pressure into their weakness. I'm not saying that like, like oh you should like do that in every scenario. But like, if somebody has a weakness, like why not take advantage of that?
Yeah, some
Why try to
people
play?
like for
Go ahead.
example, I in a set I noticed this guy. I'm not gonna say who because he's the homie, but he dodged to not this is nobody in the party by the way. He dodged to the same place every single dodge. I'm like, why am I even pretending like he's gonna dodge somewhere else? And I just started doing that, and I killed him
Exactly.
so much. Like it was so much faster than any
So
other
I
round.
just gotta read
Exactly.
my opponent,
Yeah,
Just
read
basically.
your.
pour salt in the
That's
wound.
yeah. So like I say, I always say like don't play the game perfectly. Like theoretically, play the opponent
It's like a
perfectly. So
turn.
if you
It's kind of
realize
like
he
a
falls for
turn-based game,
this,
like a
yeah.
turn-based.
But like if you realize like he falls for this or that, or
You
he's
know
having a
what? You
hard
know
time
what
with
this game
this,
is kind of
just do
like?
that shit, bro.
This game is kind of like chess. I'm not gonna
Kind of, yeah.
lie.
Bro, but Satiri, like I was trying to make it so clear to you. I was like, dude,
I'm
I
not
can't.
even trolling. I'm not even trolling.
Yeah, I know, but
If
it's
you
just like
play
the way
chess and
you.
you get good at it, like I'm really good at chess, so I know what I'm talking about. Like like chess is like a war of ideas basically. You know
Yeah,
what I
but there's
mean?
no mechanics in chess
Oh
either. But
boy,
like, I get what you're saying.
No, but like
son.
it's like a turn-based game. Like you have to understand what
Yeah, yeah,
like
but
your
like that's
opponent
any
is
sort of
thinking.
strategy game or game that has like no,
Exactly, it's
never
a
mind.
strategy.
Let's just let's just queue up, bro.
Like I
Like I
like I'm
get what
just
you're
realizing like
saying.
in this game I had to use my brain. Like I don't
All right,
just,
bro.
you know.
Yeah, yeah. We got a lot of work to do, bro. What the fuck?
Like I had to use my brain to play this game. I just
what,
realized. All
what
right,
about other games that you play at a
I'm about
competitive
to use
level?
my
Do you have to
brain.
use your brain?
Nah, I don't use
No,
my brain in
no.
any games
Okay.
I play.
You got good at DBD mobile, but not using your brain, the pathing and like all that shit that just came from like
That
brain
was
rot.
just pattern recognition.
So that's using your. That's
You
literally the
use your
concept we just
brain
went
to.
over of I'm done.
Satirial, bro.
Let's.
Satirial. That's like what I'm trying to tell you to like do better in battle. Bro. I'm trying to tell you like, how about you recognize the fact that like I was explaining to you that I'm playing on a capture card. I can't turn my camera. Why not just hook spam me because I can't turn my fucking camera? Like you're
Well,
just
I
coming
kind
at
of
me in a
felt
straight
bad for
line.
you.
You're coming at the front of my block. Like no, but like pour salt in the wound, dude. Like, that's what you should be doing. Like if
I don't
somebody
know. I
has a
kind of
weakness,
felt bad,
exploit that.
bro. You was lagging and shit. I was just giving you a break.
Well, that's because I was just giving you warm ups for the set, bro. I didn't want to unplug my shit just to give you warm ups. Like just like kill me because I'm not able to turn my camera. Like you should take advantage of anyone when they can't do something.
I'm about to take advantage of your hole if you keep giving me
All
good
right, all right,
advice,
all
bro.
right.
That's
Who's
crazy,
specking
bro.
for Shush? Is it Burns? All right, bet.
Can
So
I get a share screen from either Burns or Goku? Doesn't really matter who.
yeah, I think he's share screening, but I'll also share screen if you want to like. Yeah,
Oh
we
no,
both are. If you want
I
to
used
ever
to do
switch
those.
POVs and stuff,
Yeah, that'd be good. Because I could do that with like say the capture card. Like it's really nice having this capture card because I can just watch share screens and like switch POVs.
that shit's so tough.
Yeah.
Um, you guys ready? Wait. Should we go over the stat cards first?
Um.
Wait, what?
Okay, I don't have stream up. Can I start stream first?
Yeah.
Because I
You
was
should have.
waiting.
I feel like you should have started it earlier. I'm not gonna lie.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, he had to go to the
He
bathroom, and
might
then
not be able to respect the whole thing if this goes near those hours.
It's
2
gonna
hours.
take
I don't
like.
think 2 hours. I'm just pulling up my Twitch right now.
so too. I realized you've been getting better at rage bait.
Nah, honestly, I'm even better. I just like choose my battles.
Start trolling, sleep.
Because if I rage baited too hard, like, what type of person am I, you know?
Yo, Soterial, shut up. Yo, I hate you, bro.
You're so gigglish today. Yo, what's the
I ain't gonna lie, shut your
predictions?
bitch ass up, nigga.
Alright, stream manager. Sorry, I'm just pulling something up.
No, I'm gonna do the scoreboard thing, so no matter what, like, you guys won't be able to see, like, whoever's, like, you know.
You think I care about that? I'm literally just trying to play the game, bro. Like,
Wait, hold up. I'm starting stream.
yo, shush. Why did you call me out, huh? You just want to fight me? You like me? You think I'm cute? Oh yeah, but they were asking me if they think I could beat Bugsy or some shit, and I was like, yeah. Oh, they was trying to prove like they was trying to say I'd be ducking sets. Uh, nah, I don't duck sets, bro. I'm here. Actually, I was here exactly at 10, and you weren't here. Bro, were you in the party? Were you in the party?
Alright, this conversation is stupid. Shut up. You're genuinely dumb as fuck.
Bro, can we get this show on a
Alright,
roll?
Wait, bro.
You guys can search. No, you guys can
Alright.
search. My stream will be started by the time you guys get in the game.
What,
I
you
just
think
edit
we
it.
should go over boundaries, and then in those minutes, we go over the stat cards while we wait?
Yeah, we could.
Okay. Alright, you ready to search, Shush? 3, 2, 1, search. Kloss? Yes. All right. For your first round pickup blaster, we're gonna go over boundaries, and then we're gonna, because we want to give you guys a full length match, and there's, we want to go over some title cards before we start this hell. Shut the hell up. See you, my
The left corner is Soterial.
Just careful,
No,
you guys
shut
search.
up.
I have stream up, so don't say anything wild.
I bet. All right, I'm gonna go
You can
over.
swear, something wild.
I'm gonna go over boundaries.
Shush, shush.
Bang. He told you.
Shush.
Bro, why do you think it's gonna be such a quick set, Slade? Well, actually, no, not playstyle wise, not in general. Actually, no, you might have a point. Anyway, he thinks this set is gonna be like 15 minutes, bro. He didn't even say. I think it's just the nature of your playstyles. All right, come over here and look. I'm gonna go over boundaries. Okay, so starting with this little green tarp over here. You play to the control panels. Don't play on top or behind or inside of them. You just play around them. And then same thing with this thing. These little crates on the ground. You don't play on top of them. You go around them. And then again from like around here. Wait, the Sax, do you like going over to this ridge over here? I feel like.
Yeah, I go to the little ridge and I go back towards the pile of boxes.
Okay, so you go around here. And then you play up to this, and then to this ridge right here. And then you play around to these boxes, this control panel. Don't go like behind here or on top. And then it's the same thing of playing in this little archway with this cave. Hold up, little nigga. And then try not to go on terrain, obviously don't go into cave. And then again, once again, we come over here to this like little lamppost. Don't go in. Play around this, and then back to this green tarp.
And then there's this, yeah, that's like a ship.
But the green tarp on top.
The ship.
If you push
Right
someone
here, what about
outside,
right
here, no.
Like you just go around here.
Yeah, you just stay within here.
So like back here is permitted.
Yeah. But to answer your question, wait, I'm gonna answer Shish's question. So say you push Ragdoll him out here, you can go for your lunge and you can go for your usual follow-up hits, but then you have to let him back in. Does that make sense?
But that's for any map though.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. I'm letting him know. He doesn't set people very often.
Bet.
And you just Ragdoll them, you get your combo, and then you let them in.
Burn.
And obviously, same thing goes for you, but you have to take the most direct path in. You can't just, get pushed out, he's letting you in, and you regenerate all your HP, and then you run around the outskirts, and then you go in. That's going to be a big warning, So like,
That's
don't
just-
do that.
well, how
Just
many
take the
warnings
most
do we
direct
get?
path in. You get one warding, and then if you do the same thing again, like depending on like how like severe it is, you probably
Severe.
just the other guy gets like a point. So I would recommend you not do that.
Well, I've never done that, so you know.
Sure, bro.
I've never violated. I violated.
No,
it
I was
before.
responding to what Shish said, not you. You're not the only person in this call. Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway,
that was a good one. That was a good reason.
Sax,
That was
is
a good
there
one.
is there anything you want to do?
do?
You want to do the capture cards now, or not the capture cards, the title cards? Sax here. Oh, Sax is back. Yippee. Hello, we can hear you. Yeah. We've gone over boundaries if you want
They won't
to.
be able to hear us if Sax is
You're good.
if they won't be able to hear us if
Sax knows how to set up his
before.
stream. He knows how to set up his stream. Yeah,
Alright, my fault.
yeah. Anyway.
Okay, my fault. I forgot you were just like.
Don't disrespect the
above
go.
me, you know, like, you're just
Yeah.
a big bro, right? Like.
Anyway. Would- Yep. Alright, bet.
Yeah, I kind of want to see stream now, bro. We're talking about some.
We have 50 seconds.
I'm looking at it right now. Who made all of this?
Me, Sax, and Slade. Yeah.
So, like, does every comp player get a card? Like, is that what's going on?
We're in the middle of a conversation.
My fault.
Okay, so I've made a card kind of going over like the individual stats and categories for players to like assess their skills with like ratings of like, for example, 1 being unknowledgeable, 2 being poor, 3 being fair, 4 being like satisfactory, and then 5 being good, 6 being great, 7 being outstanding, and so on, right? So this is Shush's card, and we put his offense at a 2.5. Now that might not sound as great, but you
we
got to
can pick Sabres
understand
now?
that. Yeah, pick Sabres now, and you can go into game chat. You know boundaries. But you gotta understand this is a 1 to 8 point scale, so there's a huge skill gap in this game. So even being something like a 2 is beating most players who play the game. So for offense, we gave him a 2.5. Shush has a 2.5 hook swings, a 2.5 in follow up combos, movement, lunges, mechanics. His lunges are actually a 3. He's a little higher there, but like across the board, you can see here that he's actually pretty consistent on offense. What do you think about this, Sax?
Mandalorian armor can't deflect every shot.
I agree. I think that's why it's easy to take into account like one thing and like, oh, that might seem bad, but then you have to look at it as a whole and like check out their overall, which is why we gave him an overall on a scale of 2.5, and we estimate he's around that high detail area. But if you want, we can compare the stats now and move on to Soterial. Yeah. Of course, go. You probably should go game chat. You have Soterial's pulled up or Shush's? Okay. So for Soterial, we can see his offense overall is a 3. He has average a 3 in hook swings, a 3 in follow-ups, a 3 in combos, movements, lunges, and then his mechanics are around a 2.5, stamina pressure 2.5, smart trades a little lower on a 2, but overall it's pretty consistent. Defense, we have distance management at a 2.5, counterattack slash movement. That one's a little undefined there. Parries, a 3. Conservation of dodges, a 3. But the lower end stats here kind of come into play of his mindfulness and intuition, or his cognizance of health regeneration, right? Those are 2s. Those are a bit lower end. So he has the mechanics, but you can see stylistically, he may not make the as great of decisions as he can actually play like raw skill-wise. And then you have like universal principles like productive engagement, which for example is like when he is getting close and doing things, is he actually progressing toward a win or is it just wasted movement? And then ability usage and predictability, like those are 2.5s. Someone average a lot closer to Shush. His baits are slightly higher, things like that. We gave him an average score of a 2.5, so the same as Shush, but we do think he takes a slight edge because his offense is a 0.5 score higher. So that's why we said he's in that high D to low C tier estimated range. What do you think about that, Sax? I agree. So he's already, what, 330, and he has 2 minutes left to close out the fight. This is looking pretty great from him. We see a lightning stun, but you can't follow up. No conversion there. Seems like he's trying to dodge behind him. He gets parried there. He's definitely looking to regen here. This is a great defensive rush by Shush. I like that. Couldn't get the capitalization there. Pop's duelist, interesting. Goes for a trade. I don't know if that was best. Push is wasted. He's now mind tricked. Right on the defense again. He is on his, like, keeping him on his toes this match. Hits another D rush. Wow, what a great way to close it out from Shush there. That is 1-0.
Bad stun as well.
It's good, bro. You're doing great. Ooh, a Luke versus Vader matchup. I like this one. I think it's a pretty big example of like the fundamentals of like win cons and loss cons. It's interesting to see how this plays up. I would definitely give Vader the edge in this matchup by a decent margin, just because his ability to get crazy damage combos and do perm to Luke, especially with that saber throw. And then he is a pretty big tank, so it's going to be hard for Luke to really get in without getting out safely, you know?
You cannot hide forever.
I agree. Let's see if Soterial knows that as well. Starting off with 2 swings here, 1 trade for Soterial as well. He pops his Vader buff to not take perm and then goes straight back in. Looks like an interesting trade. No perm has been taken since. Interesting repulse. Lands a saber throw. Shush is already at 568. Ooh, I think he just took his first bit of perm there. If I'm not mistaken. I think almost around like 50-ish. Not much, but a significant amount against Vader. I agree. Soterial taking some bad trades here. That's just sorry. Looks like Vader's on his toes here. Oh, he decides to swing. Bad trade. Missed the choke. This is Luke's opportunity. Lands the repulse. He has Vader low here. Misses the push. Another interesting trade. One's on 250. It's not looking too good for the Vader here. Ooh, a beautiful saber throw, and he gets the buff. He manages to keep himself in the fight. Shush, realizing this, actually backs off and regenerates his HP, stamina, and abilities. A soft reset for the fight. They both go back in. Choke is missed. I am noticing Soterial was favoring that choke very early on, but just unable to land it. Another jump push from Shush, but can't capitalize. This is good stamina pressure so far. Missed the choke again. This is Luke's chance. Let's see if he takes it. It looks like Soterial knows this too. He's keeping his distance, trying to back off. Lands the saber throw, but as well as the epicenter. Pops buff. Doesn't seem like he got much out of it though. Ooh, another parry. Looks like Luke is slowly chipping Vader down. Only thing keeping him at bay really is that saber throw and choke, which he seems to have gotten rid of now. Beautiful combo, unable to get his full 2 follow-ups, but pops buff and regens. This is, I will say, this is pretty good use of Vader's focused rage buff. I think this is a good matchup that always shows the strengths, weaknesses, and like knowledge of the players. As I said before, it's definitely being proven with ability usage, awareness of regeneration, and when to go back in and when to back out. Because both players are forced, because the win conditions are very obvious of stamina pressure or choke. So whenever one of those have that advantage, they're definitely like playing their role perfectly, or not perfectly, but accordingly. Looks like Soterial's attempting some angles. He pre-pops buff on the offense. Misses the hook swing. 40 seconds on the clock here. Let's see if this will end in a draw. Beautiful animation cancel. Misses the saber throw. Look like he's attempting some fancy footwork, but ends up getting comboed. Just unable to get the full lunge combo. Soterial jumps back in on 300. Now 400 HP regenerating. Pops the buff as well. He's really stopping himself from actually being able to be killed. This is why his offense is so effective, because Shush knows if he goes in, he's unlikely to take a good trade here. It's smart on him to play for a draw. That was a beautiful match right there. Are you asking us or stream? Yes, yeah, I hear you good. I will say, based on the commentary though, I think you're on a delay by maybe about like 2 or 3 seconds. Just so you know. Capture card.
A rough turnout events for Boba Fett.
It it's okay. Is he AFK? Okay,
Yo,
just
bro, what am I looking at, bro? What am I looking at, bro?
yeah,
Select
just draw. Select glitch. Okay. Just play out or draw. Just make sure you pick the same character. Soterial was Maul, and Shush was. You're the Anakin, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. In that first round, bro, my hand, I couldn't like my controller was too wet. I'm not gonna lie.
Too wet? From what activity?
Like sweat, bro. Like my hands
okay.
are already
Sorry.
sweaty, bro. Like I don't know why, but can you talk about my cards? I didn't even hear my cards yet.
Yeah, we could. Yeah. Are we starting with Soterial?
Is this like
I'm
ChatGPT
planning to.
or-
No. I made these myself. We talked about this for like an hour.
You're so cute, Shush.
Looks like we have a little bit of pre-game flirting going on here.
It's a shame I'm gonna have to freaking stab
Okay,
that
so as you
cute
can
little.
see, all right, Mike, can we chill? Yeah. All right, back up. We're streaming, okay. But as you can see, Soterial strong suit definitely being the offense. I definitely think that was shown here favoring
I
his.
know why his controller is wet.
All right, not sure if your microphone is sharing your audio, but shut the fuck up. You can see that his offense is actually being favored here. Like even in that round with Vader until the very end, he was definitely keeping the pressure on. That ability usage being at a 2.5 is actually showing to be pretty consistent with the way he was using his buff with Vader and just preserving his like stamina regeneration. I think that was pretty smart of him. And that's like the main thing that really came out there was that offense. You could see the stamina pressure again at 2.5, pretty decent. Those mechanics just allowing his offense to truly shine there. He didn't even have to worry about defense because of his ability usage. It kind of shows how a lot of these stats can like work in tandem with one another. So if one thing is very strong or high, it can actually support the other thing. That's why it's very important to not just look at one stat but multiple categories because they kind of flow together. What do you think about that, Sax? Yeah. Do you want to move on to Shush and show maybe one of his highlights in that round? Okay, I think his distance management again being at a 2.5, which is a pretty solid rating, was actually pretty good. He seemed to know actually when to back away and like avoid being fully pressured by Vader or when he had choke. He was not over aggressive. That stat there of productive engagement and mindfulness and intuition might be going up here. He's showing that he actually knows a little bit more than he may have let on before. His strong suit is also offense, but his defense was actually pretty formidable to survive a Vader going all out on full offense there. He he played that pretty well. He wasn't able to close the fight out there, but even like when he did get the upper hand, he took his advantage. You know, he had good stamina pressure. He had good combos, which is a 3. He hit some pretty decent lunges there. Couldn't fully get all the follow-ups due to terrain, but either way, you can see both players are pretty solid. They're pretty comparable. None of these fights are a complete blowout. I think the stats reflect that as well, with both of them being put in that high D to low C range and all of their stats being around a 2.5 to a 3. It's pretty consistent.
So yeah, boys, I'm going to bed to game chat.
All right, bet. Good luck. So we're gonna see an Anakin versus Maul matchup here. Soterial favors
True, these
Maul
are
very
close
heavily.
fights
This
and
is
the
his
stats reflect that.
I agree, Slate. Thank you. Soterial really loves Darth Maul. This is probably his main character, maybe one of his best. And then we have Shush playing Anakin, which I'm not sure how much he plays Anakin, but this is always an interesting matchup because Maul has to be very tricky. It's kind of not the exact same, but similar to Luke and Vader, where the advantages are very obvious of Maul being very susceptible to bad trades when it becomes to like health and damage, as well as getting ragdoll out of most of his abilities. But also Anakin being susceptible to stamina pressure because he has very bad stamina. So you just really have to find it in and understanding when it's your turn, and vice versa for the opponent of just respecting when they have the advantage and knowing when to back off and try again later. Which is something both of these players have actually been able to acknowledge so far. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, I agree. What would you say this matchup is if you had to give it a number rating when it comes to the odds? I agree. slightly, I do favor Anakin a lot in this matchup to maybe I might go 60-40, 65-35, simply because of the stamina and, not the stamina, the health and damage trades. As you can see here, though, we just got a massive combo from Shush, leaving Soterial on 180. If he closes that passenger strike, he's not able to, he misses. Soterial should be backing off here. He seems to be going for the offense still. Hook swing misses there, spin. That's actually pretty cinematic there, the way he dodged with his ability. Misses the saber throw. It seems like he's trying to set up his saber throw to hit him and then swing off of the hit stun there. I did not know he was able to do that. That was a risky choke, but I think he reacted to just a small sprint. That small opening he was able to capitalize off of. Not much damage, but a little, enough to get something started here. Let's see if he can capitalize. It looks like Anakin is almost fully regen, and he's playing this pretty safe. It seems like he definitely has the idea of maintaining his advantage. He's not killing himself because he had the advantage. He's still respecting his opponent, which I like. Soterial looks like he's trying to get in and get out with these spins and these lunge Q-ins. Interesting tactic against Anakin, rather than all-out stamina pressure. I think he wants to get in and do something, but he doesn't want to risk taking a poor trade because it's just so intimidating when you're Maul and you're against someone who just has so much more damage and HP than you. This is a beautiful saber though. Ooh, a beautiful capitalization. Let's see if we can end it out. Ooh, a sliver. 2 HP. Magic Pixel. Let's see if Soterial can survive here. 1 minute and 40 on the clock. Saber throw to keep him at bay. That was very accurate by you, of the full combo into one swing and passion, and he was right there on the edge. Unable to capitalize with the light pole there. That's unfortunate. I know he's mad about that. Looks like he's on the defense still. Anakin conserving stamina. He actually backs off there if you didn't notice and drops his block a little bit. Knowing the Maul is too scared to really stop him from getting his stamina back. This is why playing your match slowly and maintaining the advantage over time is very important. Because you just build a very good advantage to the point where you're not actually at a threat of losing. Because realistically here, if Soterial plays too risky, he's just going to die. Soterial at 105 here, lands a passionate 25 HP for the Maul. Let's see if he can close it out with a hook swing. 23 seconds on the clock. Soterial utilizing his spins and that lightsaber defense card very well here. Just holding his block, keeping his distance. 5 seconds on the clock. I don't think he'll be able to close it out unless he lands like a double parry. He's missed both of his abilities, and it's over. Another draw. Very linear attack pattern and predictable. So Soterial was able to maneuver and act accordingly.
Lunges off the spin may have worked.
This matchup, Rey versus Grievous. Now I have opinions on this matchup. I like it as both. I think I would still put it in Rey's favor, but Grievous is able to take good trades and regenerate because of his damage and health regen. So I think it can actually go either way. What would you give this matchup? Maybe 60-40 as well? Something most characters cannot do very easily. Interesting. Lunging down him on the crawl, and then he ragdolls him with the dash. I'm gonna capitalize though, because he gets sent flying across the map. Let's see if Soterial can get all of his regen back. So, good attempt from Shush. What's so good about that ability is that it comes back very fast, so you can always try again. It's what makes Ray very relentless. I think Ray was able to land some perm there. Not much, maybe about 100. I guess not. I thought she had gotten 2 hits off the ground. Soterial doing a good job of getting his regeneration back before re-engaging. Interesting trade he went for there. Ooh, this is great pressure by Shush. Another beautiful lunge, showing we were very correct in that category. Beautiful hook swing. This is actually pretty good pressure. A little bit trouble Soterial's having against this kind of offense with Grievous because he can't spin away and he has to meet his defense head on. A beautiful cross dagger into one follow-up. I think that's perm there. Overall, though, Ray's looking pretty healthy. I think she definitely takes a more offensive approach in this matchup more times than not, and that seems to be playing out pretty accurately. Soterial, though, he's very confident with his Grievous. He's been playing him a lot recently. He's been hitting these cross daggers. He's been pretty proud of his Grievous. I think he's confident he can win this matchup if he takes the right trades. A good mind trick to keep him at bay and regenerate. That's good ability usage right there. And distance management, mindfulness, intuition. He's only putting more stock into his cards, though. Definitely going to have to adjust some things after this. His defense is underrated. I agree. Ooh. Do you approve of that, Sax? That unrelenting there? Get back in the boundaries, please. Oh, okay. I really like that. It's his final line of defense. If the crawl doesn't work or blocking, he found a solution for Shush's offense, and that is unrelenting advance. That's adaptation in real time. Attempting some angles here, gets the stagger. True. I think it's a double-edged sword because she's so good with pressure. Having that ability to just get her off of you at any time is really, really good. But at the exact same time, if it's just slightly mistimed, you can get ragdoll comboed out of the dash strike, and then it can be game over from there. Guaranteed perm. Agreed. 40 seconds left here on the clock. Soterial just eats a combo. I think he might be able to regenerate this. Depending on how this goes, this could be a draw or a quick death for one of them. They're both looking pretty low here. Soterial just unrelenting. It looks like he's trying to close out this kill as quickly as he can here, acknowledging the clock most likely. Another crawl combo with the stagger. That is beautiful consistency. 20 seconds on the clock here. Looks like Ray might be able to draw this one out. That's the difficult thing about fighting her is mind trick and 3 dodges with such good stamina makes it pretty hard to close out a kill if she does not want to die.
A draw would really hurt Soterial.
More swings. I think this one's going to end in a draw, though. Well played from both sides.
Yoda Kylo.
Did you complete your rotation? Okay, yeah, so after that you can, yeah. Yes.
Apollo has fired his last shot.
Definitely a difficult matchup here on Soterial. I'm not sure if he'll be able to draw this one like his last one. Yoda has pretty unrelenting pressure on Kylo, and it's pretty difficult for him to do anything to get Yoda off of him with very beautiful lunges and the ability to jump through his block. Not even safe to take any trades. Ooh, this might be swift and decisive. $132 HP here for Soterial. Lands the freeze. Able to hit the hook swing, but I don't think that's perm, especially with the buff, and it's over. This does mark the end of that rotation there, so both players are able to choose any character they like. Let's see how this goes, or any character besides the most recent. What would you say that matchup is? Like, what, a 90, 95, 5? Just a sitting duck. Another Luke Vader matchup here. This was actually pretty entertaining last time. I'm excited to see how this one plays out.
The greatest bounty hunter in the galaxy is history.
You cannot hide forever.
Agreed. Soterial starting off with a pre-buff, missing the choke once again. Seems to be trying to go for predictions on a hasty Luke, but I think Shush is just a step ahead. Some good trades for Vader here. Lands the saber throw, maybe double? Ooh, right into a combo that doesn't quite... Ooh. Does get the rush. Good sportsmanship. This is the choke again. Another parry into saber throw. He's stacking on that perm. Ooh, lands the animation cancel. Looks like a trade. Luke's definitely more on the defense here, as he should be, when Vader has buff active. Once again. Ooh, lands the choke out of the jump. That was a great reaction time choke from Soterial. Lands another saber throw. This is beautiful, showing he is definitely a ball main. These saber throws are landing quite well. Still, these angle attempts are... I wonder if they're hurting his offense, stopping his ability to, like, fully capitalize when he gets his enemy in a disadvantageous position. Another beautiful rush. It seems Soterial may get, like, ragdoll comboed across the map, but when he comes in, he's just, like, not being defensively responsible, and Shush is able to consistently keep landing those rushes. Nonetheless, he still has a massive HP advantage. Vader, just the juggernaut of Battlefront 2. Very true. Soterial still attempting these angles. Not quite hitting them. We have a comment from our good friend Slade here saying, tell Soterial to never try to angle again. Interesting. Or trying angle with the Vader. Ooh, Luke takes big damage. Misses the saber throw. Another trade at low HP. It looks like they're both going all out. I wonder which one would drop first. One minute left on the clock. I don't think this one will be a draw, based off the tempo currently. Oof. Oh, Vader on one. Can the Luke close it out? Unable to capitalize, and then Vader is able to pop buff and likely has choke soon as well. It's not looking too good for him. Might have to draw this one. 25 seconds on the clock. Misses the choke and the saber throw. Luke feeling him out with these rushes here. Goes for another repulse. Can't quite land it. Soterial gets the double saber throw. 1 HP. Insane. And it looks like this one's ending in another draw. I agree. Looks like the Darth Pajamas are coming out here. We have Dooku versus Rey. Another very drawn matchup. Both characters having 3 dodges.
Fett won't be getting paid for that job.
I think these matchups kind of expose the nature of Dark versus Light in this game, with Light side having a lot of pressure and good combo potential, and Dark side having the maybe health regen and damage per second to take good trades here. It's been in like Vader versus Luke, so we have combos and stamina pressure versus just insane amounts of damage and HP, and then you have Luke versus Rey, Grievous versus Rey. It just looks like damage output and regen versus combos and pressure. Pretty symbolic, Yoda's words himself, of the light side being quicker and more seductive. Interesting, misses the dash strike there. Gets parried, though, on the duelist. Another swing. 2 swings straight in the back. Looks like he's a little overconfident there. Another swing. Was that an angle? Oh. Ooh, the dash strike comes out. He's able to land it and gets the lunge, closing out swift and decisive. 3-0 for Shush. I agree. Still well played from Soterial, though. I think both players are definitely in a similar category, but Shush just seems to be outmatching him. Able to actually capitalize once he gets that offense going. Looks like Soterial took some poor trades very early on and just got overwhelmed too quickly. I agree. I think this is pretty impressive. I'm actually pretty proud of Shish that he's doing very well. What are some of the categories that you think we definitely have to bump up? Agreed. Both pick blasters. Good. Sorry to cut you off there.
The Geonosians have assailed.
That's definitely proven here with the score, as well as even like the endings where he's just unable to close out with his offense. I think Shush, his defense is a lot smarter than we give him credit for, like you said. Is there anything you think you'd change about Soterial? Sorry, I'll let you finish that. I agree. Shush, do you mind inviting me? Soterial, can you... Let me check if he's in party chat real quick. Okay, he is. Soterial... Yeah, I'm appearing online. You can invite me. Soterial, do you mind joining TZ Burns? And then just let me know once you've joined his team. Yes,
Join
yes.
this team. Well, I mean, we're both in the same. Oh, never mind.
No, he's gonna leave. It's fine. Should be pretty high up there, alphabetical order. Thanks.
Bro,
Okay,
my
I want both
Dooku
of
is
you.
actually so bad, bro.
I want both of you to leave at 3:20 seconds and then join back as soon as possible. Now, leave now. Now join back.
I shall make you a trophy for my ship.
Now we have an opportunity to see Shush's dark side and Soterial's light side. This will be interesting. Maybe a little bit. You told me about it, but I think I saw Vibing actually do it before.
I see you. Come to me, Wookiee. Come to me.
Oh. Can he see me from there? Maybe I'll go this way. He just floats down. Oh, I fucked it up. No.
Observe. We've only begun.
Oof.
Your death will bring great profit.
Oh, he did like a little bunny hop. I do want to take the opportunity to go over boundaries here before we get started. Both of you, pay attention here. So we're gonna start with this little, just gonna say box right here, and then you play over to this. I think this is a droid, a B1 battle droid, like little disposer thing. Doesn't matter. And then you play to this one as well, and you play to the turret. Don't run in between, like, or jump on top of, or try to hide behind or around these little guns here. Just play around. You can play into here, follow this line on the ground, and don't go past these boxes. Sorry about the landmines. Same thing with the turrets on this side. You can play to around these pillars. I don't want you hiding behind or around or, like, inside the door. Follow this gray line on the ground. And then you can play to this box, and then you kind of just run around to this little ledge right here. Don't play below that ground. It's
wanna
pretty
get that.
straightforward.
I've said on this map literally 10,000 times.
It's still good to go over it for not only stream and for Shush.
Oh, I know. But I'm saying for me, I'm going game chat.
All right, good luck, man. Little bro, baby bro, miniature bro,
I
quantum
got you, bro. I'm gonna lock in, bro. I'm locked
baby
in.
bro, tiny bro, little bro.
All right.
Me too. I myself have been an underdog in the past, and I love that energy. It's very fun, and it's also good to like impress yourself. Like when you get into setting a lot of people, you actually like realize how good you are and realize some of your flaws and strengths. It's pretty good for all parties, both like spectating it and playing it. It's very productive. Where is he? I can't even see him. He's all the way over there. He's an idiot. We'll give him maybe like 5 seconds before he maybe figures it out. Sprain seems to lag behind just a little bit more than the average person, but it's okay. We love him. What do you think of this matchup here? I think this is once again, pretty difficult for Grievous, but because of Luke's like poor regen pool and Grievous's high damage output, I think this is closer to the Ray matchup. Though maybe a little bit more Luke-sided of 65-35. What do you think? This is true. 55-45. I may be able to, I think I can compromise with there on a 60-40. Because my biggest thing when it comes to advantages is even if Grievous does a lot of damage, I think it's pretty easy for Luke to safely get away, whereas I think the opposite is true for Luke. Once he starts getting his stuff going, like it's pretty hard to like regenerate and get away. So early on, if he chips you out even just a little bit, your odds of winning the matchup go down a lot. And that's where I think this match can like if early on Grievous doesn't get that damage, it's pretty much wraps in my opinion, and Luke has an easier time playing for a draw. I taught him that. I taught him that. He learned that from me. Little bro. That was a pretty quick one. It seems like Soterial, I know Soterial definitely favors his Luke for sure. It definitely mirrors his playstyle. Shush's turn to finally play Vader. I like that. I love I like it when there's no 6-0. There's competition. Obi Vader. What do you think of this matchup? I kind of give mine first. I think this like dude okay, if we're talking about maybe at the top level, I feel like you're going to be more Obi-Wan sided than I am. But I would give this one a 60-40. Like, it's so close, actually. This might be one of the more even ones, bro. I don't know. I might give... Yeah. Yeah. I think that tracks because of how like much I was having a pretty difficult time deciding. Like I was like 60-40, but like who? And then I kept going back and forth in my head between all the advantages and disadvantages. So it is pretty even. I think Vader, the ability to trade and have those crazy like high damage clutch potentials with his choke is good, but then the ability cycle and stamina pressure of Obi-Wan perfectly countering him is pretty well matched. But if they both know how to play it well, like those offensive cycles from Vader can actually keep him in there and give them the advantage. It even looks that even with their HP here, except Shush did get D-Rush there. Soterial actually landing 2 Obi-Wan angles. That was beautiful from him. Ooh, gets choked though, and Shush is in buff. Just neck and neck. Dropping a lot of neck. Misses the push here. She tries to ledge him down. Almost gets clipped there by the saber throw. Soterial attempting angles straight into D-Rush, punishing that Vader for swinging. 170 HP here. Can he close it out before he regenerates? A beautiful usage of buff. I'm not sure if I like that mind trick or that D-Rush. Misses the choke. Ooh. Another interception with the D-Rush, attempting some more angles, misses his push. Really dumping everything into this offense, trying his best to kill this Vader and keep him down before he gets the opportunity to get his footing. Ooh, another angle lands, another D-Rush. 110 for Shush. Looks like he's able to regen a bit of that. Ooh. Lunges into a focused rage and then a double saber throw. I think Obi-Wan did, correct me if I'm wrong, have damage reduction there because of the push. That's insane. Ooh, a push. He gets the lunge. The D-Rush, 30 HP there. He might have killed him there if it wasn't for terrain. Misses the choke. It might be over. Ooh, manages to buff. That you're again, you're just very, very accurate with your assessments with that buff really actually coming in clutch a lot here. Overpowered D-Rushes? Yeah. He's slowly chipping him down though. I'm pretty sure earlier he had around 320, 340, now he's at 280 perm. Another missed D-Rush, another missed choke. Another missed, not choke, well, now choke. Not necessarily a bad way to play this matchup, but I would be a bit more careful because those chokes are very, very narrowly missing him. 50 seconds on the clock, though. I agree. Ooh, another mind trick after he hits the damage. I think I kind of like that usage. Definitely good stamina pressure here. Another D-Rush. Unable to land it. Seems like he canceled it pretty early. More telegraphed push when he's already on the defense. I'm not sure if that's likely to land. I agree. Looks like this one's going to end in a draw. Hold up. Wait a minute. Maybe a hook prediction? No, just lunges. That linear offensive pattern coming back. Kill themselves. It's a very interesting matchup stylistically. Yeah. Pretty accurate, you know, obviously because just the biggest brain on the front, you know, and you use second biggest brain on the front, so pretty smart, you know, just by virtue of, you know, by default. Yeah, and then we can put a little Catermelon a little down, you know, down below you in third, you know. Little bro. Interesting matchup, a Kylo Ray. Now, I have thoughts on this matchup. I think Kylo, like, though he doesn't have any matchups in his favor, I think this is one of his number 1 or number 2 best matchups because he can frenzy, like, just free reign after dash strike. And then I think he also can sometimes, not always, but with his freeze and his pull, he can counter the dash strike because he has more aerial attacks, so he can just jump over it. Agreed. Let's see if he can survive Soterial's offense. A very far-range dash strike. Maybe he was trying to clip him on the jump, but I'm not sure if that was the best usage of his ability. But nonetheless, it comes back pretty quickly, so won't hurt him too much in the long run. That's the thing with Rey. Kylo has what I would like to call baby hands. He doesn't do much damage at all. That is true. I'd love to hit Ray in the back, so I mean, I guess I kind of understand what he's going for. He gets a pull combo there, only able to land one follow-up. I think he was wary of that dash strike coming out on the wake-up. Beautiful freeze. And the frenzy hit. Unable to dodge, Soterial. This is pretty good. Kylo turning this around. Goes for a hook. Agreed. I will say that one round on Ray, he definitely had some beautiful hook swings when we were on Ancient Claws. I agree. Soterial unable to capitalize off of most of these ragdolls. Cancels the frenzy. Another failed dash strike. I think he gets parried on the ending animation, pretty sure, and then lands the frenzy. Another freeze. This is beautiful. Shush actually looking like the clutch with Kylo right here. I think he's mind tricked a little bit. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, he jumps over boxes. Yeah. Unfortunate parry trade there. Yeah, it was very quick. A good mind trick to extend your pressure. Might have came out a little late before getting more damage. He's actually able to land a dash strike and get one follow-up. Kylo dumping his abilities out here, not able to catch Rey lacking. Looks like her offense is going to remain unanswered for now. Not actually hitting his block. Seems to be missing all of his lunge and angle attempts. Ooh, beautiful hook swing from Soterial. Another dash strike landed. Unable to capitalize fully. Interesting tactic. That was a very risky frenzy. See, I thought maybe he was going for the pull into the frenzy frame trap. Which, if he landed that would be absolute cinema. Taking some good trades. Acknowledging that it's his turn. I agree. Especially against a Rey. Soterial loves emoting mid-set. That's his MO at this point. Interesting to do that when you're down 2 points. But, you know. Misses another dash strike here. Let's see if the frenzy. Frenzy misses. That's actually insane. I think this one's going to end in a draw. Ooh. Not looking too good for Soterial, getting his Rey out early. Against a Kylo matchup, which is something he should probably win. You want to, like you said earlier with Vader, you want to really be able to get the kills in the matchups you favor heavily. Ooh. Now, hear me out. I think this is the only other matchup that's arguably just as even as Obi-Wan versus Vader. I think this is a very close matchup. What do you think?
Han Solo is no longer in the game.
I said I think this is one of the only other matchups that's arguably just as even as Vader versus Obi-Wan. It's beautiful every time. as well. Yeah, it's definitely like what we talked about earlier with the light side versus dark side in this game of high damage output and burst versus great, really good pressure. And then you add in the buff and debuff, and then it's just like a recipe for cinema, I think. But this one's ended swiftly by a good old Yoda offense. It's looking like both players are actually favoring their light side a lot more than dark. Maybe it's because their offense is stronger and the pressure is just getting the best of the other player. 3-2 for Shush. Anakin versus Maul. We've seen this matchup on Kloss with the player sides reversed. Let's see how Shush is able to handle this matchup, because last time he was definitely able to end Soterial's life. Well, actually, almost. I think it was very close, but he just narrowly missed, if I remember. Like 50 HP, yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. He was 2 HP exactly, and he missed the passion strike. He's letting him in here. It's nice. Soterial looked like he wasn't 100% sure there if he was actually being let in, but he was. It's good. It's good. Again, good swordsmanship from both guys. Sportsmanship, my bad. Pretty even. 700, 800 HP. None of them taking perm yet. Misses the choke, but he's at a safe distance to where he can't really be punished too harshly. I agree. It's good for when they have low stamina. Ooh, that was horrifying. It's good when they have low stamina and like they're likely to jump away. But for the most part, like we said, this matchup really is those abilities and risky trades versus just really quick get out pressure. Shush is doing pretty well. I think he's done good perm. Yep. Looks like he's taken only a little bit though. 610. Agreed. Anakin having a hard time getting off the back foot, but lands a double parry into some angle spam. Again, he learned that shit from me. Misses the pull. Good prediction, though, that he was going to try to spin away. Ooh, a choke combo into a saber throw. Beautiful. Heroic Might lands, unable to get the follow-up. Probably because he got traded during the Heroic Might, so he couldn't lunge. Let's see if Shush can close up the kill, though. Anakin's a bit low. I think he's about 2 or 3 hits away from death. Lands a pull in the face. I'm not sure if I entirely like that, but maybe he felt like it was his only option. Misses the saber throw follow-up. Yep. Still, this just linear offense just coming back to bite him in the ass, and then I think that's game if he lands this dash strike. Oh, okay, not dash strike. Passionate. Ooh, misses the choke right in his face. That was pretty risky, I think. But it also would have... He also could have killed him if he did land it, though. Russian roulette. Ooh, another combo. Ooh, the ground block, but he's managed to get one. Misses the... Ooh, this is just neck and neck. He's unable to really capitalize with this passionate strike. I feel like if he was better at that, he would have been over a while ago. Looks like a bad trade there. Agreed. It's definitely the combo category. I think he was trying to aura farm back to normal HP, but didn't seem to work out. Another close range pull, a little questionable. Another double saber throw. Soterial's being a little linear here too with Anakin. Very risky. I definitely probably would have waited for a ragdoll and then guarantee closing out the fight. I definitely understand that that fear, but I don't think it's the right decision. 35 seconds on the clock. Both players very low HP. Let's see if anyone can close this out, or if it'll be another draw, like we saw last time in this matchup. 20 seconds on the clock. It's a good saber throw. I think this one is a draw, though, unless you bust out a crazy hook or angle. Again, that linear offensive pattern is just unable to close up matchups on Dark Side. %. Just the ultimate comeback. Or on this map, sorry. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Obi Dooku. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love this matchup. Now that could be because I've watched this like on PC a million times, and it's definitely a good example of how you play on PC. But I also think it's pretty consistent on console. I think Dooku might be a little stronger here with his angles and offense. But it's just beautiful because Obi-Wan can actually regenerate a lot of the things Dooku can dish out compared to some other characters. But he also just has like a really good stamina cycle with his abilities, and if Dooku wastes stun. You definitely have to think a lot. It's beautiful offense from Shush. Gets clipped a little bit. Ooh! By the D-Rush. Narrowly misses the lightning stun there. That was good awareness from Soterial to know that was risky. Even though he went for it. He took his gamble, but it was calculated. Shush is actually favoring hook swings on Dooku. Something he normally doesn't go for that much. I'm liking this. Parry from the Obi-Wan. Misses the lightning stun narrowly. Pops the duelist though. Soterial backing off. I like that from him. Smart decision. I'm not sure if I like these D-rushes though. Not very productive. Ooh, nice. Ooh. Another angle. Wow. Okay, this is okay. He learned this shit from me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why we're missing mind tricks in the Big 26. If I'm not mistaken, was that a missed mind trick? Interesting. Me either. I only use it to keep them at bay, like at times, but for the most part, I really like it with any of his like hooks or parry stun. That shit's devastating. I agree. Because that's just like panic. Another missed push. Pops the duelist, missed the D-rush. Soterial really likes to jab with his D-rush. Ooh, another hook. Mind trick comes out. Let's see if he can capitalize. Ooh, that damage is just so devastating. I wouldn't want to go on the offense after that either. Agreed. He's extending his offense. That time, it's just like how long can you last in a cage with this guy? Agreed. That's why I love this matchup. I would give it 60-40 Obi-Wan personally. Agreed. It's most of them are 60-40s. I think there's a handful of like 65-35s, and then there's like one or two like 95-5s, like a Kylo Yoda. Dooku's slow here, and he's dead. 3-0, 3-0, 3-3 for both light sides. Shush, can you hear us? Let me see. Excuse me.
Luke
You're good,
or
man.
Anakin for the 70-30.
You get the decision. Well, we can continue that right after. But would you like to have side or ban? Do you know what that is? Okay, side. What side would you like? Okay, that makes sense. Soterial, who do you want to ban for one rotation?
What you said?
Who do you want to ban for one rotation? Just chose to get light side.
Oh damn it! I want to ban Vader.
All right, let's requeue. Wait, he's on light side. You can't ban Vader.
Oh, so I banned Obi-Wan.
Back out. We're gonna requeue.
Why? Wait, why are we backing out?
You want to play on the Naboo Star Cruiser?
Oh, I didn't even see. I didn't see.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that shit. All right, let me know when you guys are ready to search. Soterial?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, search.
I'm not gonna lie, that was just
Naboo?
cancel, bro.
Cancel.
Just cancel, bro.
Shush, do you mind searching? Because I'm getting double. Okay. 3, 2, 1, search. Naboo?
Hoth.
All right, I'll let you take it away.
Yavin. Yavin. Just wait. I don't know why. It's just I don't know. I'll start a new thing. My shit is never delayed. Hold up. Shut up. Hold up. I'm about to I had a
Cancel that,
invite.
Shush. It's fine. We need to let those lobbies fill anyway. We
Shush.
keep getting Star Killer.
No, I wasn't. I was clicking it. It's just it was delayed. Stop rage baiting. Three. I'll say it. 3, 2, 1. Search. Camino. 3, 2, 1. Search. Jakku. 3, 2, 1. Search. Jakku.
Yeah, keep it. We might play Crate.
Oh, okay. Great.
All right, we're back in now. We got Graveyard.
We didn't get graveyard.
Yo, this guy. like,
Oh.
like,
I didn't realize. My fault.
he hasn't developed past the egocentric stage of childhood, bro. What? You guys
What are the chances
are on
we
a
both
different
get
team?
Jakku? What are the chances we both get two different Jakkus, bro? Like,
Jeez, bro.
I have an underdeveloped cock. Oh wait, I can't say that on Twitch. I think. Whatever, bro.
Yo, like, what the... All right, bro, whatever. We're ready.
I'm trolling. My cock is big.
TMI.
Alright, 3, 2, 1. Search. Geonosis.
All right, perfect.
Watch
If
it
we
be
get,
Separatist Dreadnought, bro. Oh, Trippa.
Um,
Wow.
do you think we should let them play Kloss again, or do you think Trippa is fine?
Trippa is fine, bro. What do you
All
mean?
right, bet. Really?
Yeah. I would like Trippa. I like Trippa more.
Maybe as a mole meat writer, I just like
So wait, so do we? What do I do?
choose your character. Choose your character. I'll go over mine just quickly, and you'll play it.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh
I
shit,
forgot
you choose.
he's
I
a
didn't
little
know
slower than a
who.
normal person.
I didn't know what to choose, to be honest.
It will take more than
It's
a
okay,
year
smarty
of
pants.
factory to reconstruct whatever bits and
Yeah.
pieces are left of our challengers after
Pretty
this
self-explanatory. Stay away from like the hill. Don't go on the terrain. Obviously, these rock walls. Don't climb them. This is uncivilized. Don't go
You
past this
stop at
like
the
little
water,
ridge
right?
here. Yep, and stop at the crater. Yeah, the crater melon puddle that he made when he sat down and caused an earthquake. And the boundaries are done. Go.
Give me like 6 or 7 seconds.
Chase me again. I like that shit, bro. All right, Dooku versus Luke. I know this is one of your favorite matchups. I've actually been liking this one a lot more too as Luke. You put me on. 70-30? Ah, okay. I think he does perfectly counter him, yeah. Hmm. 70-30. True. The margin for error is very slim, and repulse was a little risky there. A good push, unable to capitalize with the lunge there. I think I don't disagree. I'm just deciding if I would put it an entire 70. 60 is like 60 is definitely like way too I'm definitely between a 65 or a 70. I think I agree. Just because like you said, the raw damage output, the three dashes, he can also actually parry with Luke because of Duelist, and then you can just pop expose. Like that cycle, it's so hard for Luke to like fully get in. Yeah. It's like if you took the advantages Grievous has on Luke of that damage output and being able to trade with him, and then remove the I get shit on anytime I get pressured. And he has a lightning stun. And he can hook. Because Grievous can hook, but his bunny hops are very, very tight close range in there. Like if you keep your distance, it's harder for him to like do hook predictions, for example. Yeah, I think the neutral game is really the issue here, which is definitely the most important aspect of the game. Beautiful lightning stun, close it out for Soterial. 3-1. He learned the comeback from me as well, bro. Yeah, I mean, for 3, I'm not sure why I said 3-1. Yeah, bro. Vader Ray. Gold more like silver.
Han Solo has fired his last shot.
Pebble snipe. Yeah, get out of here, or pebble snipe. Copper snipe. Zero starting off with a pre-buff. Interesting. He does favor this. If you notice, he definitely likes to use his abilities to just make him have a more unanswered offense, if you would put it that way. Not what I would advise, but fair enough. Maybe if he gets really crazy at it, like that could be his thing, Needs to play with Darth Dooku more. The 360 tactic every time you want a stamina regen is pretty interesting. Like, what are you, this aura farm? Like, what are we doing, bro? It's getting parried down, lunged. Stamina pressure from Rey coming out. This is the dash strike. Ooh, beautiful choke. I agree. He was like, yeah, I don't need to warm up. I agree. What do you think about this match? I don't really care about the number for this matchup because it's really like this is how my thought process goes. I would give it Rey favored, not that like oh she's gonna win, but if anyone gets to win, it's Rey, and if she gets too low, she's gonna draw. So there's no point in talking about Vader. This is how I think about it. I just don't think it ever how often does someone kill on this matchup in like an actual set? Really? It just seems so unlikely. I think I would give this matchup to like you said 60-40 on paper. Like I don't know. Who do you think is the 60? Like I think the pressure goes to Rey, but like that it's always the buff and the choke combo that I think give Vader the I think give Vader the edge just because of that combo and then the buff. Yeah. Well, yeah, I definitely wouldn't say it's a bad matchup, but I definitely think she does have some like advantage over him with the stamina pressure, and then the relentless dash strikes can definitely get her a win. Like she has a win con. Like most players, not most players, most characters, I feel like their win con is a lot more difficult to hit on Vader. So it's definitely the closest thing he has to a 50-50, but like I said, because of the buff and then like his just combo potential with the choke is just too devastating for me to actually give it to any other character. How far do you sorry to cut you off, but how they have 30 seconds. How far do you think I think he might have been AFK for a second. I think he's good now. How far down do you think Vader drops if they just take away his buff? I feel like that's pretty important when it comes to like surviving pressure enough to get your choke off again. Well, let's say like just for the sake of it, like those were his only two abilities: choke and saber throw. Yeah.
Rey gave it everything she has.
And the emotes. Okay. That's him. That's Soterial. And then, but you think Yoda? Well, okay, wait. I don't know if you have the same tier list as me, because I would do like Vader, Obi, Rey, and then it's probably Grievous, Yoda, Dooku, Luke, Maul, Anakin, Kylo. Okay.
Han Solo couldn't talk his way out of that one.
I like that. Yeah, true. That's another thing I always look at is not just how good they are because of their kit, but like, okay, how many favorable matchups do they have? And if they do have like an unfavorable matchup, how bad is it? And I think if you take away the buff from Vader, it's not as bad as you might think. Like in general, not you obviously, but like, you know. Yeah. Because actually, his Yoda matchup might be very bad. Now that I think about it, because if you use choke, you get buffed, and then you're just gonna get mashed. Yep. Yeah. I think I would give that like a 2080. Like unironic, it sounds crazy, but like that's how big that matchup like buff is like buff is very important in that matchup because he also has a buff. So if you even want to compete, like that's why Vader's still in there.
DM.
Yeah, a sitting duck. I think the only thing making him better than Kylo is like his saber throw and obviously the potential for a choke combo. That's the thing about Kylo. Another thing that nerfs him in his kit is just the abilities. One, they're not the most useful, and then they take so fucking long to come back. It's just like, yeah, you're even more of a sitting duck. At least Vader has something to like make them scared. Kylo, like, bro, you just have the biggest balls and just push them, and half the time it'll work. Freeze. Oh. Ooh, that was good for an unfavorable matchup there. I think that one is that a 65-35 or like Yeah, that's what I was because even when I was fighting Aaron J, bro, like I got overconfident, but like I was taking some trades. I'm like, okay, I could get this, you know. Soterial did three. Interesting statistic from Slate is that Soterial did 3 thrust surges in that matchup. Me too. Agreed. Yeah. That's that I agree as well because that's like the one thing about Kylo, like we said, like you could just steamroll him because he's so like what's the word, unintimidating. And then because of the freeze, you can capitalize off of that sometimes if they get too overzealous and then get like 2 hits or a hook swing into frenzy and things like that. Like you can actually play make with Kylo. Yeah. Exactly. How is he gonna stall? He can't. I like this matchup here. I used to be very terrible at it as small, but then I started to learn how to play distance. Soterial seems to be doing pretty well. It's a good amount of a decent amount of perm done so far. What would you say this one is? I think it's very hard for a Maul to kill a Yoda, but I also think it's a little bit harder for a Yoda to kill Maul. I do still think this is Yoda favored just because of his buff and then the dash as well as the push. All abilities. 65-35? I think I have to agree with you because like it feels like for me on paper, I'm like, yo, Yoda just has every advantage, but like Maul he can just survive, you know? So I kind of can't. I agree, like I can't put it any worse. Yeah, but it makes the matchup less dominant, is what I would say. $65. Oh, okay. So I thought you said Must have misheard you. I thought you had said like a 55-45, and I was like, I guess I could see why like you would put it more even because like the draw potential of it being harder to kill. But if we're 65-35, okay. If we take away draws, I agree. But I guess when it comes to these like odds, I tend to like probably consider drawing a bit too much because I just feel like it's. I guess it's in my head of like how much I would want to play this matchup rather than like who might actually win or who's better. So I guess you're right. Yeah, it's just neutral. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost gonna get fucked. Because Yoda can just buff everything, jump through his block, push through his spins and saber throws, like... Yeah, I agree. Maybe I'm just too much of a Maul Glazer. 5-5. It's a great great set matchup, I think. I agree. I think I'm impressed with aspects of both players. I think Shush has had more decision making than I gave him credit for, and Soterial actually has some decent angles and some solid. You know, it's hit or miss, but some of his like ability timings have been nice. Agreed. Yeah. Ooh, this is a tough matchup for 5-5. What would you? I would give this one like maybe a 70-30. Oh, I agree. Okay, well, actually, yeah, no. Actually, yes, because at least with Luke, like you have your abilities to stall or freeze, and you can get combos, and you can actually do perm if you get combos into hooks and stuff like that, or take a good trade. Exactly. Yeah. Baby hands. And then you get mind tricked, and your abilities already take forever to come back. You're just getting fucked. Your one saving grace is over. Just a dead counter, you know? Luke may be a little scarier swordsmanship-wise, but everything else, Obi-Wan takes the cake. Ooh, interesting parries there, though, for Soterial. Risky, but that's what he likes. That's insane. Oof. I'm scared for Soterial here. This is not looking great. He has 3 minutes left, and he's already, what, 350, 400 HP? Ooh, an angle from Shush to close it out. 6-5.
Bro, he actually... I didn't even know he had Obi-Wan left, bro. I didn't even know he had Obi-Wan left. But I thought I banned Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but he has to play. He can play an entire rotation before that.
Bro, like, I don't know why you were... I don't know why. I stopped moving and you still kept going. So I was like...
I mean, yeah. Yeah, that was a little cute from you, little bro. The mangoes you hit.
I guess, bro. Thank you, bro.
That was almost a crazy comeback from a 3-0. I think it showed that you guys both. Okay, me too actually. I think it shows you both definitely favor light